Well, this would be boring. That person leave.
That's why I had a question I thought.
Never mind.
Yeah, never mind. Answer. Very good. Doubt.
I heard like you give opinions on DC buying out Marvel. What are all your opinions on that? How do you think it's going to affect you?
Disney bought Marvel.
Disney buying out Marvel. What are your thoughts on that? Like, how do you think it'll affect the comics?
It won't. It won't at all.
No. If you're a fanboy fan company.
Realistically, if that's what's going to happen is Marvel will have deeper pockets to dig into for promotion, and they'll actually have access to a lot of Disney properties, which, you know, they've done Disney titles for years. Anyway, they did in the 90s did the Gargoyle stuff. They've done movies, most of Disney's movie adaptations. They did the Roger Rabbit comic adaptation and its sequel, which started Disney Comics later on. They've had a close relationship for years.
They were just friends, bro.
Yeah, but now they're actually moving in with each other. It's a little awkward. Yeah, cool. For now. But and you know,
It might be experimentation.
And Disney has said point blank, yeah, we want to pull the properties in house eventually. We're not going to just yank them in, but the goal is to start pulling all the movies in. So, if anything, we can start seeing that certain, Disney property, Marvel properties being animated, like maybe you'll see, Runaways or Power Pack or crap like that, which I don't see how it's going to hurt them.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, they're going to start having crossovers where you're going to see Pluto and Wolverine. Yeah, because, there have been like, how many crossovers of Warner Brother cast and DC? It took 20 years to do one shot of that.
And to be fair, I think crossovers of that sort were kind of past the interest in that. There was a time when that was a big deal, and they don't really tend to do that again.
Quesada had nothing to do with this, you know that, right? He didn't sell it. He was editor-in-chief. He doesn't own Marvel. It was the board that did this. Quesada, he made, here's what I think on the matter, but everything, Quesada's a pack, and he sold Marvel. He never owned it. He can't, that's not what an editor-in-chief does.
It'd be kind of cool if you could, though.
Oh, God.
He just says, you know what, I'm tired of this. He goes down to the local pawn shop. How much for Marvel?
He drops Spider-Man on the counter. How much do you give him? Kind of used. I think this is a knockoff clone or something. Oh, that's how I felt about that storyline.
I can really only see this being good for them because, look at the comic market has just kind of taken a nosedive since like the 90s. Even before that, it was really just plummeting.
It was about mid-90s.
And Disney has nothing but money. I swear, they have a license to print money half the time.
They're pumping cash.
Pixar has a license.
Yeah. Hey, that's another thing. I think Pixar. Marvel. That could be
You're not going to see Spider-Man showing up at Disneyland. You're not going to.
Well, then the original contract is still with Universal Studios.
But would Sephiroth show up at Disneyland?
Sephiroth?
It's a good source of jokes, but really, it doesn't. It's not good jokes. Sorry.
I'm being realistic here. Sorry. Worse than the worst, if Marvel doesn't make money for Disney, they're not going to shut Marvel down. They're going to sell it.
Yeah.
When they did the Muppets, they were making money off of the early 2000s. They sold to a German company. That company made less money, so Disney bought that for cheaper. So it's not a big deal, and it is fun to watch fanboys, froth and rage. And I would love to see Super Goop crossover with the Fantastic Four.
Well, you're not going to see them do something that they know outright isn't going to make money. They may screw up now and then, but I mean, come on, Super Goop, really?
In the press release, Disney said, we're not Marvel experts, we know that, we're not going to touch the comic books. And they're being smart. They're doing the same with Pixar. We don't know what you're doing, and we don't want to touch it. It's awesome. Keep making money. Bring Daddy home that sweet check. If you don't,
So go back to the orphanage.
there's a mouse in the corner with a big fur-brimmed hat. Where's my oh, another kid here. Crap.
I think the joke is over his head.
Okay, you will go first.
So I know the writers' strike affected Hollywood
Do you fear that your characters may ever strike, and do you think that would ever affect your
It's happened. I've done that a number of times. There was a point in time in which they were trying to replace me as the director of the comic.
That was fun. This was fun.
That's about it. No one else had that problem.
I was gonna say, you already did it, so never mind. I was like, actually, it's a good idea. Oh, I already been there. We've had the inspiration go on strike on occasion.
Yeah, that's the big thing you have.
So now when you'll take
Be funny.
I draw cats.
What's the strangest thing a reader has ever been mad about you doing? And how do you usually respond to angry readers?
That's how I usually respond.
No, she was pointing at you. She's pointing at your foot.
Oh, okay. No,
You're all right.
I'm pointing at the general angry reader. There's a giant pink one right in front of you. You just can't see it. You can only see it if you have less than 3 hours of sleep.
Okay, back up.
Let's start with you guys.
Okay. There was a week during the election season that I let her have free reign of the comics. She did comics. They were funny. They were funny. I stay with politics. Me as a writer, I was like, no, not me. But I let her have 5 full days of completely politically racy comics. We didn't get 1 minute. Not one. I was like, we must have no readers. I was like, we had 3,000 hits, but nobody mailed us anything.
I had that I didn't do a pro or against. It was really just Kane is great fodder.
He wasn't even an idiot. But yeah, so it's like, I was like, okay, this didn't generate hate mail. I have free reign to do whatever I want because apparently we have the most feedback readers on the planet.
No hate mail yet. That or I just don't check my mail, which is entirely possible.
True.
Strategic typo in the mail too.
E-Gates at Microsoft.com.
But I think the only thing that the strangest thing people got mad at us about was the one about, we did the comic about the cat being caught in the dryer, and one of the other ones, he's like, did you hear me, crashing and yelling? And he's like, no, I thought Mom was listening to the new Comic Christ album. We're like, okay, industrial joke, whatever. And we've had the cats, drinking vodka, arc welding, skydiving, going to Silent Hill, all sorts of dangerous things, but we not actually hate all of it. Don't you know it's dangerous for a cat to be in a dryer? Really? I've never heard a cat.
They seem to like it.
They do the best dance
So much about
afterwards.
your cat.
Whenever I use the phrase, if you think such and such, you've got another thing coming, I get about 50 emails from people that says, you know the phrase is you've got another think coming, right?
What?
Huh? Swear to God.
What?
Every time.
Wait, what?
Every time I say, when you say something, if you think you're going outside, you've got another thing coming. That's the phrase, right?
Yes.
No, apparently about 50% of the population thinks that you've got another thing coming. And they will argue this point with you until they're blue in the face.
Again,
I swear to God,
problem in life.
I am Google it because you will find people vehemently like that's the phrase. Don't mess it up. It doesn't make any sense to say you got another thing coming. What's a thing? You're talking about a thing. It's like you have long form arguments about this.
But I was unaware of this Civil War boiling into the surface.
Well, do you think it's supposed to be a play on words because if you think this thing, you've got another thing. It's like, but that doesn't make any sense either.
If you like that, somebody don't play on words.
Welcome to etymology range.
Yeah, that's the kind of hate mail I get. Etymology hate mail.
You must be glad that you don't have anything worse.
Oh no, I get other stuff. If I do a comic about domestic abuse, just make the stuff that everybody says. Film the hits because he loves me. How dare you make fun of domestic abuse? It's a real problem.